Hi Pisces, welcome to your end of November 2018 tarot update. It's Raina and I just started over again, so didn't get too far. The heart of the matter is the Justice card. This is about any legal matter, such as divorce or maybe an inheritance, any kind of, maybe it's a workplace thing where you got fired unfairly specifically. But other issues, and it may have felt that you were treated unfairly. This could also be a card of Libra, if there's a Libra person in your life. And actually, this is the foundation card, the Two of Swords. By the way, this is the Wild Unknown tarot deck. And this, I love that little pop of color there with the Two of Swords. But Two of Swords can be like at some kind of crossroads or even stalemate where you're trying to negotiate with somebody else this, I don't know if you'd call it a solution, but this answer to some situation, and there's a lot of maybe a feeling that you're not being treated in the manner that you deserve, and so you're wondering if maybe you should part ways. But I get like a strong feeling of perhaps a personal relationship due to that Two of Cups. I'll just talk about this because this is a card in the upright position or the non-challenging position of reuniting with someone or making a commitment to someone. So in the challenging position, this would suggest that maybe you had pinned your hopes on a particular person leaving their partner. Maybe the Justice card was them getting a divorce and that hasn't happened. And now you're forced to decide whether you're going to part ways with this individual because you might have felt like they're stringing you along and you're tired of waiting. And with the Two of Wands, Swords, it can be that both parties are digging in their heels and they don't want to see the other person's point of view, and that can just exacerbate whatever's going on. If this is in the workplace, you may feel even like, with the Two of Cups in the challenging position, like you may have an unforgiving feeling about a situation that you felt was unfair in the workplace. Now, this could be like somebody coming in after you and then getting a promotion and you've been there for 5 years or something. So, you know, those kinds of things where the boss is maybe playing favorites and you just can't feel good about working there anymore. And so with the Two of Swords, it may be like you want to leave, but you're still like, okay, but I don't have another job lined up or something like that. So you're kind of like in this in-between position or something along those lines. It could be also reiterating the fact that you're with somebody who's a Libra, but I would say either they have gotten back together with a former relationship. Maybe they haven't even told you. An example would be you got involved with somebody who was married and they promised they were going to get divorced, and maybe they were being honest when they said it, and then they rekindled their relationship with that person, and now you're kind of left high and dry. The higher message, the spiritual message, Mother of Swords, is Queen of Swords. Whether you're a man, a female, or a male Pisces, you should definitely make your decision based on logic and not emotion, because the mother is trying to emphasize that feminine principle. The queen is the mother, and the swords is masculine. The swords is about, cool, cold, cool logic and things like that. So being that type of person who can just make snap decisions and doesn't like think, well, what about this person? How's it going to affect this person or that person? They're only concerned with one person, themselves, and what they need. And Pisces is not like that, as you know. Pisces is the kind of person to always think of others. And because of this, Pisces people tend to be quite pulled in many directions, to say the least. And that could be, also indicative of that Two of Swords. And, like ambivalent about making decisions. I recently was reading some astrological information, and they were talking about Pisces and indecision. And I was thinking, wow, there's another thing that Pisces might have in common with Libra. Because I'm noticing some of the same characteristics between Pisces and Libra sometimes. Not all. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just, noting that part of it. Here's the practical advice. And this is the Five of Pentacles. And it's funny. This is a very interesting depiction of the Five of Pentacles. To me, when I was actually looking at this card in the spread just now, I didn't see the pentacles, and I thought it was Five of Cups. And that, to me, seems like that would be perfect for Five of Cups. Because the Five of Cups is about a loss and, grief, sorrow, and things like that. So Five of Pentacles is going to have a more practical angle to it. And basically, it's about lack consciousness. And sometimes it can be about being too materialistic about one's life. So if this is a workplace situation and it really is undermining your sense of confidence in yourself, and you just feel like a major injustice has occurred, and you may not really want to even get involved. I did say for some of you, you may have, like, if this is a workplace situation, you may have involved people in it to try to remedy it. But in some cases, you might not want to go through all of that. And yet you still have to kind of come to terms with what is going on. I think that this Five of Pentacles is about understanding that there is enough to go around. And just because if somebody got a promotion that you wanted, and therefore like a raise increase, and you feel like, I don't want to be here, but you don't know what the future is going to hold, the Five of Pentacles would be asking you to not worry so much about these kinds of things, and to really believe, I was going to say, really believe that the universe has your back, which is the other, it's an oracle card deck that I'm going to be picking at the end. I'm going to be picking a card from, but I really meant that by itself. The universe has your back, and therefore if you decided to try to find another job, not to be fear-based about it. And obviously I'm not saying just quit your job today and just go and you'll find something. I don't think like that myself, so I would never tell other people to do that. But on the other hand, you have to at least entertain the notion that it's a possibility, because sometimes these kind of things can eat you alive, especially with that card, the Two of Cups, that feeling of like maybe an agreement that was broken. Maybe we were even promised something at the office and then it was broken. And yet you still have to carry on. You can't allow that to be a deal breaker for you in your life. It's coming in. Nine of Wands. It's funny, I look at this as a ladder of success, which it really is a card about boundaries. And I think it's kind of like a cautionary tale in a way of like looking at, and also in a romantic setting, looking at how your relationships whether it's professional relationships or personal relationships, what you tolerate in them. Because people cross the line sometimes in relationships, and I had to deal with this myself, where I kind of was generous about that. And I was like, oh, well, you know, this person's just pushy or something like that. And it's not as benign as all of that. It really is. When somebody is that controlling, they can create a lot of havoc in your life because they try to get what they want by any means necessary. And that type of aggression, that's not fair to others, you know. Also, it's like, you know, Neptune is your ruler. And Neptune is the opposite of boundaries. Neptune is like, oh, we're all one, man. Like, wow, you know. And it's, no, we are all one. It's like, it's not either or. We're all part of a collective, you know, on this planet. And as souls, we have that unity, and we can have that united consciousness, but we're also individuals, and we have individual souls. So we have individual paths, and therefore if somebody is kind of interfering on your path and trying to create blockages so you can't achieve what you want, then you have to honor that signal from the universe that's time to look in a different direction. The outcome is the Three of Pentacles, and it's funny that they use a mountain, I think because the number 3 is about expansion. And the Three of Pentacles, the number 3 is a number of cooperation, teamwork, but also creativity. So this could be co-workers who are working with each other, not against each other. And maybe that is coming from, you know, you taking charge of your life and seeking places where this happens instead of a dog-eat-dog atmosphere. In personal relationships, again, you may have to lay down the law, and you may have to decide. Don't wait for another person to decide something that affects you personally, because that's how you really feel the sense of empowerment, if you are the one choosing. And if you say, look, you know, I can't do this anymore. It seems like, you know, I'm just sitting here waiting for you. And with the Three of Pentacles as the outcome, it can be a case where perhaps there's someone of the earth element who is coming into your life, and maybe it is a coworker. That's a possibility. If it has, it depends on the context of the other cards for you. If you resonate with this reading as a personal reading, it could be an earth sign individual who is in your life. And that could be a constructive type of person. If you have been dealing with an air sign, I'm saying specifically Libra, but the other air signs, Gemini is one that Pisces tends to, you know, make a beeline towards if it's going to be an air sign. And the other air sign is Aquarius. But that could be somebody that is more suitable. You are compatible with the earth element being water. And so that would be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Virgo is your opposite sign. And the other possibility is at work, you may have an ally. And by the way, this could even be in a romantic sense, somebody who is a co-worker that you are involved with. But you might have an ally in the office, or maybe more than one, and you guys band together to kind of fight back on this preferential treatment that is given to a colleague in whatever way that you do. Maybe you just kind of say, hey, look, we all trust each other. We're going to do our assignments together, and we'll just realize you know, who's in our camp and who's not. And if this person has been promoted to a position above you, like they are your supervisor, then you may strengthen your relationship with your coworkers as a result, because they may be affected by it too. Okay, so here's a card that I just cut the deck. I'm not going to do much shuffling. I just need to, it's only one card. That's the back. That's universe has your back. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. Okay, so going back to that Five of Pentacles, this is a card also of perhaps people who have turned their back on spirituality. And for Pisces, I almost like didn't even bring that up, because I was like, well, Pisces would never do that. But no, that's not true. Some Pisces people overreact to their psychic gifts by kind of denying them. And sometimes this happens because if you're a kid and you show that you're very intuitive, depending on how you grow up, that might not be well received. So that might be just kind of a defense mechanism that you have created because of things that have happened to you when you were growing up, and you need to tune into your higher self, in my opinion, because if you've kind of turned your back on it, because whatever is going on for you, and if this is an inheritance issue, that may be very upsetting, because it might involve family and there's bad blood now or something like that. Just remember what is really important, what is temporary versus eternal. Spoiler alert, it's not anything that is material, that is eternal. Okay. All right, that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed this, and I wish you the best at the end of November. And if you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Much love. Bye.